We're getting into middle of March right now. We got another beautiful morning here in South Florida, about 51 at my house this morning, just an absolutely flawless day. And we put on the top runner caps last week with Big Red. And today we're gonna go ahead and put the inner cap pieces on with the clamps. We'll roll through the showroom because the aquarium is doing so well right now. This is very therapeutic to look at a beautiful reef aquarium. And every time I see it like this in the afternoon, I've got to put my orange glasses on. It really is incredible. Okay, so let's go to work. I trimmed up the silicone a bit. We had a question the other day about all this excess silicone, and I'm just gonna tell you that excess silicone is a good thing. It's better to have more than not enough. You can see how durable the silicone is. I mean, it's dried up pretty well now. And really the best way to do it, some people will use a single edge razor blade and a holder. There's a lot of different holders that you can have. Some of those holders might give it more leverage, but I typically haven't been doing that forever. So I use a blade. And if you notice when I'm doing it, I'll cut off a few bits and pieces now. And then literally for the 5 cents, I'll throw the blade away and start with another blade. Because realistically, again, blades are cheap. If I used a whole box of blades on this aquarium, which is not going to happen, it'd be a mere $5 or $8, whatever the box of blade is nowadays. But when you're cutting this silicone off, you'll see I'm doing that and you're wiping away the silicone that's stuck. I flip the blade over automatically because that's what I do. And I just started trimming the back edge of the silicone away. And before you know it, if you're using the sharp edge of the blade, you're gonna cut away all the silicone that's here. This one is gonna get covered with a frame that's about 2 by 2, so this will actually all be covered, but I'll still try to clean it up as good as possible before I do it. Rolling around the edge, you'll see here, I pulled off the guides on this side here, the black guides that we had the other day. So I'm basically just wiping away the silicone with the razor blade. We had to move this tank because we're gonna build another big aquarium on the other side tomorrow. It's not the easiest thing once the silicone is dry, but that's what you want. You want the silicone dry before you start cutting in the seams. And you can see if you're using a good brand new blade with a sharp edge, it comes off a lot cleaner. You need to be careful. You can easily break one when you're flexing the blade and cutting into the edge. But yeah, that's kind of how you do it. I've already measured and primed all the pieces. So these 3 inner caps are gonna be the end caps, the centerpiece, and the end cap on that side. And we'll get inside and take this off at the final cleaning and do the whole perimeter and really clean the heck out of it. I've already pre-prepped my silicone tubes here. This is another shirt that I already have a little bit of silicone on. And we'll put the piece in again. I prepped it already so I can hold it on the edges. I don't want to really hold it on the face. And I'll get up here and I'll dive it into one edge first. Very important to put it into one edge to make sure it fits. This side here, we're gonna go like so. And we'll go in here and try to wiggle it out as much as we can. And then we're gonna have to clamp it. You can see the silicone working its way out all the way through. So we gotta keep applying a little pressure and the silicone will keep working its way out. We gotta be really patient to get the bubbles out. And then I'll loosen it up like so, real quickly. And I will literally move it one more time to kind of where it needs to go. And then we'll put in a couple more clamps back, save the clamps for the other side. I could force some silicone in here and probably get that bubble completely out. There you go. There you go. Pretty easy. Okay, so we're gonna look here. Pretty good there. Looks good here. That looks great. Okay, so the first one's in. Here's a good old trick. You can actually steal some silicone from here and we'll put some down here. You want to get both ends. We'll use all that excess and we'll go down there and get a little more. Maybe a little more sloppy than some people like to do it. And then we'll go and do the other end. So we're gonna put this in again. We're gonna dive it into there, put it in place. And now we're gonna, again, do the same thing. Kind of squeeze the silicone out by hand and get it kind of uniformly going across the way. And then we'll put the clamp on it. And it'll be a miracle how quickly things progress with it. And you gotta remember, just because this is how I've built aquariums for a long, long time, doesn't mean how you should build aquariums. It's up to you to decide how you want to build your aquarium. So we're not giving advice, we're just showing you kind of how I've been building aquariums for a couple of years. Interesting enough, every time I tighten it down with one of them, then this one's looser. I can tighten this one down more. So as the silicone squeezes out, you can actually tighten it down even more. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's do the same thing here. We'll steal a little silicone on this end and we'll put it down here. Once it starts gumming up a bit, it becomes a little more challenging, but not a big deal. I'm gonna go back into here. This one's gonna go into the front of the tank here, slide it forward, and drop this one down. This one's a little different because I won't get as much leverage, so I'll have to really use the clamps a little more, but not a big deal. You can see it, the bubble's going out now. It's amazing how the silicone squeezes out. I would be really in trouble if Bob saw how much extra silicone that I used on this aquarium. Extra is good. Gio says faster is better, full speed ahead.
Silicone is cheap, glass is not.
We have the end cap centers in, we have the center cap in, so now you can see the whole top of the aquarium is one congruent space. We're ready to put the overflow boxes on. I'll install some strips on the back. The overflow boxes we'll assemble and put those in place. And then the last piece will be to put the other aluminum frame on the top part and then backfill that too. And literally tomorrow, we're getting ready to build this one. Basically a 71-48, about 48 overall tall. It's gonna be a really big, wide reef box. It's a peninsula, so you got low iron, and a low iron face here with the overflow box integrated into the aquarium. This is a really nice big one. This one I think calculated out at 708 gallons on external dimensions, so it's a really big one, but we're gonna build this one tomorrow too. This one's coming together well, but we've been working on it for 4 weeks or 5 weeks now. So it takes time to really build the aquarium properly and get everything to fit. And eventually it's gonna look beautiful. It'll be really, crystal clear with the overflows in the back, and it's gonna be a really super 450 gallon glass reef tank. So that's how you do it. Remember to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.